Okay, so what you just saw was my attempt to sound like Charlie Christian, but playing over the changes of Corner Pocket. And basically, what I did here is I took all the Charlie Christian licks, and all the licks were taken from his solo on Rose Room, and then I just transposed them, moved them around, and switched them around to create the solo that you saw me just play. Let me go over all the licks and all the solo, and I'll break it down a little bit and show you how it works. So it starts with. This is exactly how Charlie Christian opened up the solo on Rose Room. The only thing is, he did it here in the key of A flat. We're in D flat, so we have to move it all the way up here. So I'm at the second string 11th fret. This little triad seems to be something Charlie Christian did a lot. Notice the slide from the first string 11th fret to the 9th fret, and then that little diagonal run down. And then a little phrasing on D flat, which is the chord that we're happen there. So that's lick number one. It's lick number two. Start first string 11th fret, second string 13, and that's where I slide the ring finger. This is kind of important. I find this a little bit uncomfortable to do. That's just what works for me. If that's how you want to do it, feel free to do so. What works for me is sliding from the 13th fret to the 11th fret, and then I'm set up again at the D flat chord shape. So I got notice this rolling effect, rolling trick that I'm doing with my ring finger. Kind of grabbing it with close to the joint, so my finger can roll up. This is a total end. Ends with a D flat kind of arpeggio with some blue set up for a note. Next lick. Again, you see those diagonal little runs happen. In this lick, it actually happens twice. I took this from the end of the Rose Room solo and shifted it somewhere in the beginning. This lands me on, the chords are going from an E flat minor 7 to an A flat 7. This is a key note because it's your third of the E flat minor and it's your 7 on the A flat. And then when I get to the A flat 7, you can kind of see that there's my A flat 7. Root, 5th, 7th, 3rd, and that's just sits inside of the shape. When I get to the end of that, chromatically down. Once I have my pointer finger here rolled on the 6th fret on strings 3 and 2, I get the root and the 3rd of the D flat, which is where we're at. And then I move back to get that E diminished. There's my E diminished. And you see again, I can find that diagonal little run. I can use that for that as well. And there's your run. Next lick. Again, this is all sitting inside of around the E flat minor chord. A rolling trick again. Again, there's my A flat chord. This note actually becomes a 9. And I'm doing kind of a sweep thing. It's all inside that A flat 7 chord with the 9 this time. And I'm resolving it flat out to a D flat, which is the root of the final chord at that run. And that's second A section. Next phrase. This is what we're going to do over the D flat 7 chord, or in our case it's actually a 9. We're going to play the 9 very strongly here. Which is something I guess Charlie Kirsten did a lot. It's also very easy, if you're looking at this D flat, there's my root, there's my 3rd, there's my flat 7, there's my 9, there's my 5, there's my 13. So if I'm kind of noodling around, I can actually articulate the 9 and 13. I can articulate the nice jazzy D flat 7 with all the fancy decorations that it can get, and without having to work very hard. It's all kind of sitting right there on the frets, on the fingering. The lick starts with a setup from the previous measure. Here I have to smooth one fret back to hit the 3rd. And so that's the D flat 7. Next, we're going to resolve it to an A flat. sorry, to a G flat. So, this one's going to look kind of weird and not necessarily connected to the chord shape, but if you know what the notes are, you'll see how it works. Could have done it like this and connected more to the shape, but it sets me up for the next part, and I'm already sitting inside this area, so I redirected it this way. This is the only weird note that you're going to have here, flat out a G natural over the G flat, and it really serves as a setup. No. G to these two notes, a G flat and a B flat, which are the root and the third of the chord that we're about to hit. That's what we have there. Next, we're going to go to an E flat chord, and in order to do that, I'm just going to do this sort of slide on the fourth string, fourth fret to the eighth fret, which actually, if it's too much, you don't have to do. You just skip that part altogether, up to these two notes altogether. That gives you more time to relocate yourself if you need to. If you look at this lick, it's the same lick that we had over the D flat. It only comes in different players. There's two measures of D flat 9, and first I did that lick on the second of the two measures. Now on the E flat, I'm doing the same lick, but I'm doing on the first of the two measures of the E flat, and again it sits inside the shape. This can get kind of tricky here. Again. This, believe it or not, is all sitting inside on top of an A flat chord. There's my three notes of the A flat, root, third, fifth. There's my 9. And I'm reaching for an octave here. And then, believe it or not, again, this is an A flat 7 chord. There's my 4. Sorry, this is my flat 9. So, sharp 9. Sharp 9. 9. 7. 5. 3. So that whole second half of the bridge, E flat 7. Notice the fingerings. There's a lot of shifting here that's happening between the different section of the licks. So you really got to remember what finger to put where. What I'm doing here is I'm going from, once I'm on the 8th fret, pinky, pointer finger. This time on the 4th string I'm going to go for the ring finger because it sets me up to reach with the pinky on the 9th fret at the end of that A flat run. You can do it here too. The keys at some point switch fingers so your pointer finger sets up at the 6th fret, and that way your pinky can reach for the 9th fret. And again, if you want to do this kind of stretch, this is probably how Django Reinhardt would play this, but I don't have his fingers. So I set up with a pinky on the 7th fret, so I can land on the 4th fret position on the A flat. Once again. And there you have it. We got the last A section happening. A little pickup note. Again. Reaching for from the 5, 4, 3 of the E flat minor. Little setup. You can do it this way if you want. Hit the root of the E flat. I'm picking this one just to give a little bit more of a weird tone. Again, sitting right inside that A flat. And finishing on the D flat chord. 3, 7, 1, and 1. All together. Last little bit. Here again, I have that run, the setup run, pickup run on the diminished chord. Then I move here again to set up shop on the E flat minor 7. Then I use just a little position switch in quarter notes to relocate me to where I want to be. I'm doing staying on kind of the E flat minor arpeggios really, but over the A flat chord. Some arrangements might keep you actually on the E flat minor chord, so it's never going to collide. And I'm sliding with the pinky to set me up for actually this D flat chord. And the last lick is going to sit inside this. It's basically a C chord shape, just moved up another fret with a pointer finger holding the bar to compensate for all the open string. So, and then it's just I got 4th string, 3rd fret, 3rd 1st, finishing with a little bit on the 6th fret, strings 2 and 3. Little syncopation, so a hit to finish the solo. So the last phrase. And there you have it.